Hello, everybody. I'm Eric Kasloff. With me, as always, is Larry Sands. Say hello, Larry.
Hello, Larry.
And we want to welcome you to every show, right, Larry?
Every show. Well, actually, this is a very special episode of all our podcasts.
I think the only one it might not be on unless we get the okay
Is the
would be
LOL.
the LOL
Yeah,
podcast.
yeah,
Other than
yeah,
that,
yeah.
I mean, this is on Teen Horror, something podcast, something
Something.
about the unknown.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
it fits because it's kind of based on an urban legend.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, man. And actually, since we're talking about all our podcasts, well, oh gosh, I was about to tell everybody what we're doing. Do you want to tell everybody? You want to give them because this is a very special episode, like what we were
Yeah.
saying.
It's like this episode explains why
We haven't been doing a
there
lot.
hasn't been any episodes.
A lot. I'm glad we've kind of got our episodes banked because this is kind of taking all our I don't want to say attention, but it is. It's taken our attention and as well as it should. Because Eric, I would just like to say, obviously with our something podcast, it's our creative podcast, right? And
Yeah,
we always talk to creatives, actors, filmmakers, authors
exactly.
about projects they are working on, they have completed. Well, Eric, we have
We,
become our own guests.
yeah, it's like, for at least 2 years now, you've been hearing us on the show vaguely mention Hillsborough Road,
Yes.
the 1980s slasher movie that we're working on. And man, we're in pre-production,
We are in deep of
deep
pre-production.
pre-production.
And go ahead.
If you follow our social media stuff, you'll know that we pretty much have a full cast.
Yeah. Yeah, we
There's
have.
just
Oh, go ahead. I
the main cast is all there. We're just three or four people away, like Jennifer Lawrence's management is so hard to deal with. She herself is a sweetheart, but her agent,
Yeah.
man, that
A-
guy.
as agents should be, right? Because
Yeah,
they're the gatekeepers. And
yeah.
yeah, Jennifer, she's a doll. She's a
But
doll.
Mr. Hanks,
Ugh,
man, he has been there for us
man,
so much.
I tell you, he has gone to bat more than Babe Ruth.
And
I
it's
tell you,
crazy how he keeps calling us to call him Tom, but
I
we
know, I
can't.
know.
How do you call Tom
No,
Hanks, Tom to his face?
I know it's weird. It's weird. It's just like it's very true. He is the nice guy of Hollywood, and
Oh,
he
yeah,
proves it.
yeah.
He proves it. He absolutely proves it. Okay, okay.
Oh, yeah. Oh, wait. On the Tom Hanks thing, did you ever watch Conan back in like the late 90s and early 2000s?
Oh, probably. Yeah.
Because he used to do this thing called confessions when it would be like celebrities taking shots of like whiskey and saying confessions. And Tom Hanks, he did one where he took a shot. He's sitting there at the camera. You know what's the best thing about being considered the nicest guy in Hollywood? Takes a shot, slams it. No one checks your backyard for bodies. No, but dude, we have got future stars, I think, and anyone could say that.
Yeah.
But man, our cast is so amazing. They're so you
Talented and young.
yeah, and you tell how we casted everyone because it's too cool how it happened.
Well, okay. So when we started this thing, obviously it's a horror film, and there's teenagers involved, and everybody says you should go with 18 and over to play younger, right? just because it's long nights and you don't have to have the school and
Yeah.
on set teachers. Um, so we're and I like this because it happened with us. Because you hear of every time you watch like behind the scenes of like a movie or a TV series, you hear casting directors and producers go, man, when Jennifer Aniston walked in, we knew it was her, and
Yeah.
Gillian
Yeah.
Anderson from the X Files, right, with David Duchovny back in the early '90s,
Yeah.
late '90s, and I remember, I think it was Chris Carter, the creator of X Files. He was there with the casting director, and she goes, "It was unbelievable. She didn't even have to say a word, and we
Exactly.
knew, we knew." That it was her. Well, that was kind of like ours, because
Yeah. I mean,
um, when you
we
do,
had this thing where I would get on my phone and say, "Hey guys, listen, I just have to text my mom about my nephew's birthday." But really, I was gonna text Larry and say, "Yeah, this is the girl, this is the guy."
yeah, yeah,
And we can say, and Juliet, when she came, we're not gonna say who she's playing,
yeah,
but when she came on, on Skype, I immediately knew she was that character.
yeah, yeah, yeah. It's weird. It's funny.
I'm gonna I want to talk about all the kids, so I'm gonna pull up my email so I can mention their names because I'm gonna be sending this to all of them
Okay, that's cool.
this
And by the
episode.
way, while you're doing that too, we are gonna have them on our something something
Yeah, yeah,
podcast
yeah. We're gonna
to
have them like
introduce.
two by two. We're gonna have them on.
Yes, yes. And as a matter of fact, Eric, I think the deeper we get into talking about Hillsborough Road, and
The
letting people
more
know
that's what the show's gonna be about.
what Hillsborough Road
Yeah, this is pretty much gonna be the Hillsborough Road
episode. Yeah.
podcast for a
Oh
while.
yeah.
I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah.
we're still gonna have guests,
Yeah, we're lining them up.
Yeah,
But
but
that's one of the
mhm,
good things about what we're doing, man. We can let people know, you know?
yeah.
Um,
So I want to talk about Juliet. Now, before we talk to Juliet, we talked to a guy named Joe, and I am not gonna try to pronounce his last name.
okay.
And we talked to him, and he was good. I wanted to cast him on the spot,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't know why we didn't. Looking back at it,
I think we had one other or a couple other
we had a
people,
bunch of other guys, and
but
I
they
knew
never
it
got
was
back
him,
with us.
and I told you it's him.
Yeah,
But we
yeah,
were just, I don't know why. Then we auditioned Juliet, and I texted you, yeah, it's her. I don't want to see anyone else.
and I
Our
said super
Skype,
duper. That was our. We had a code word too.
yeah, yeah, our
Super
Skype
duper.
call ended, and I kept emailing her, hey, can you get back on Skype? Then finally I went, we want to offer you the part. Get back on Skype right now.
Yes.
And we then, in the middle of talking to her, she was like, "Hey, did you audition this guy named Joe?" We were like, "Yeah."
Mm-hmm.
So then we set up, well, not just us, and we can finally talk about this guy now. Uh, our co-producer Chaz Patterson,
Yeah.
who is a guy me and Larry have worked with in LA, and he's deep into production on this movie.
Yeah. Thank
Like,
God.
yeah, yeah. Without him, I mean, he got us our locations
Yeah.
like it was nothing. He pulled the locations for us
Oh, it
because
was great.
we can talk. He's been the guy financing the show for the past 3 years.
Yeah, yeah. He
Um,
really he's taken a liking, especially to you, Eric.
but
Especially to you.
the thing about Chaz though is he'll love you in 1 second, curse you out the next second, and then give you an extravagant gift right after you. Like, I
Yeah.
remember he got us work on this Doritos commercial as backstage stuff.
Yeah.
I brought him the wrong she's Danish.
Yeah.
he threw his phone at me, and he doesn't have a normal cell phone. He still has the old Zach Morris phones. He threw it at me, cursed me out, told me to go home, and the next day there was a new car in my parking lot.
I kind of remember
Not
that.
not a new car, like like a new car. It was a Z28, one of my favorite cars, but he told us that we should get Juliet to play some jokes on Joe while
Uh,
Juliet was hidden
yes,
on
yes,
Skype.
and we did.
And we did
We
because of
we did.
Chaz.
Yeah.
Then the next guy we cast was another Eric. I am not going to try to pronounce his last name again. He's playing another critical part in the movie.
All
And
these kids that we cast, all these actors and talent actresses that we've cast are leads in the ensemble,
yeah,
right?
and it's a,
Yeah.
a pretty big ensemble.
Oh, it's a giant ensemble. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like gigantic. It's
Yeah.
huge.
Yeah. Yeah. It's huge. Huge.
Okay, then Eric came up to audition for the role of Troy. And again, he had everything all the people who got the part were the person I was thinking of when we cast them.
Yeah.
And that is amazing. Eric is, well, we can say he's not a likable character,
No, no, not at
but
all.
he's a super likable guy
Yeah, in
in
person.
real
Yeah.
life.
Yeah. Yeah.
He again hit it out of the park.
Mhm.
Then Andrew Sanders auditioned for a role, and again, exactly who I was thinking of when I came up with this part. Now, then there was Caleb, and again, like we were supposed to audition him the next day, but I accidentally got a hold of him on
Oh, I
Skype.
remember that. Yeah, because we
We
were
were,
auditioning one of the girls for the roles. You got a hold of
yeah,
him, and he Skyped us, right? Hey, this is
yeah.
Caleb. Are you gonna do an audition today? And I was like, oh man,
Oh man.
yeah, yeah.
But
But as it
again,
turns
he
out,
was super cool guy,
yeah,
totally chill, and again hit it out of the park. Offered him the part right then and there.
yeah.
Okay, then we're gonna get to these two other parts. I'm having trouble pronouncing her name. I'm gonna because I'm bad with names. Cadense.
Candace?
Candace, or is it Cadence?
I think it's Candace. And then
Okay,
if she listens to this, she'll go, it's Cadence. No,
yeah.
I think it's Candace.
So we gotta talk about her and Bruce. I want these kids' birth certificates because they are too mature beyond their years to be the age they claim to be.
Yeah. 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 But and that's rare. But I think, obviously when you're an actor, you've got to, it's just, can I tell? Well, yeah. Yeah. We'll get
We
into,
can talk about them because everybody during the table read admitted they're going to steal the movie.
oh, yeah.
They're
Oh,
the
it's great.
youngest
It's
cast
great.
members.
Now, let me say this. Candace is sup- was supposed to be her part is a boy part, a boy's
Yeah,
part,
yeah,
a
I
guy's
want
part.
to talk about this. Now, we used Backstage to cast this movie,
Yeah.
and man, shout out to Backstage. I will only use them for casting from now on.
Why?
It is because it's great. It's the interface is ridiculously easy, and if you're a filmmaker, it's free.
Which is always good.
Yeah, so her part was supposed to be a guy. Was supposed to be a guy, but I didn't know that you had to pick the gender when assigning a role. And a bunch of girls auditioned for the part. I was like, maybe this is an interesting way to go.
Yeah.
And then again, Bruce, man,
Yeah, he's great.
so we had them reading, and their chemistry
Oh,
was so amazing during the table read,
Yeah.
I rewrote stuff and changed some things for a character because it was like, I can't have that happen to this character. And then last night, I just had this little dialogue thing. You know what? I think I could read it without it affecting the movie.
No,
What
no,
do
you
you
can't. No,
know?
no,
Okay, okay,
no, no,
okay.
no, 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 no.
But yeah, it was just so. Again, they are. Everyone else is in a slasher movie, but after the little dialogue touches we do to these guys, they're gonna be an Amblin movie.
Right, right, right. And it may be weird, and it sounds weird to say this, but in a slasher film, I'm not sure, especially in the 80s, that anything like the dialogue that you came up with was in an 80s slasher film. You would know more, right, than me
I
about
think
that.
there's been some stuff like it, but
Like in Gremlins?
well, Gremlins
No,
isn't a
no.
sla. Well,
I know,
originally the main script for Gremlins,
uh-huh.
it was full on horror.
That's what I heard.
Gizmo becomes Spike.
Oh.
The mom died,
Oh.
and the dog died too.
Oh, that mm-mm.
But
Mm-mm.
Spielberg looked through it and was like, this Gizmo, he's pretty adorable.
Mm.
There's a lot of toys in them there hills, and I think everyone who's owned a snout
Gizmo.
like a
Yeah.
Shih Tzu or a Pekingese, I think it's a law. You've got to name them Gizmo.
Gizmo. Here, here's your dog, here's your Shih Tzu. The only thing you got to do is name it Gizmo. Here you go.
Hey, you don't
It's
got a
Gizmo.
choice in the matter. But yeah, I mean, man, we're really harping on how great these two are, and no one's gonna be offended by that.
Oh no, no, because and again, it brings character to a bloody movie.
Exactly.
Literally.
Yeah, yeah.
Li- And I can I just say, Eric, I forgot because we've read this, like you and me, and back then I wasn't reading it to produce this thing or look at it with like, we really have to shoot that eyes. And then during the reading, I was like, oh my God, you have got to be kidding me. What have I done?
Now here's a big question. Knowing the fate of 99% of the characters
Uh-huh.
and knowing the people we cast,
Uh-huh.
is it going to be hard for you to see these kids die?
Um,
Yeah.
Probably. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like Juliet and Joe, they're so nice and everybody is nice and awesome, but it's like, man, do they
But
have to die?
Eric,
Can we do a Wizard of Oz ending where one of the characters wakes up in a hospital and everyone's around her and
wait a
like,
minute, but you were there and you
and
were
you
there
were
and you
there.
were
But here's the thing. Now there is a bully character. Maybe
uh,
him and the guy he was bullying in real life are best friends. It was the
uh,
strangest dream I ever had.
I know. Eric.
Um,
Eric.
there is Kelsey Summers. Again, she is really, really fantastic in the role she's playing. Again, her. If you want to know her character, look up the Joan Jett song "Bad Reputation."
Her to a T.
Yeah, yeah, perfect. Her character. Then there is Alan. Now his character doesn't have that much dialogue.
Mhm.
Again, I'm gonna add in dialogue and a scene here and there.
No, you can't.
Larry
We're already
shaking his
maxed. We're
head.
already maxed. We're already
No, no,
maxed.
you know
No,
what
yeah.
I mean.
Yeah.
Like an alternative scene because you don't know when you're writing it what the actors are going to be capable of.
Right.
And all of ours, man, they're thoroughbreds, our actors.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So we're like, you know what? He deserves a few. He has a great scene,
Mm-hmm.
like his getting everybody hyped up scene, and he nailed it when we did it, man.
Yeah.
It was fun auditioning him with that. I remember you were going, Eric, you're not playing this scene, bring it down.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Um, then there's a bunch more people. Jay Michael, who is someone else we cast, and
Hmm?
again, fan freaking tastic.
Yeah. Oh,
There's one character person we're not gonna mention yet in this because we want to wait to mention him.
uh-huh.
We want because he's kind of a name.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
And
If you're
hopefully,
in the YouTube film community, like DVD collecting, you'll know who he is.
yes. Yes. And we I dude, I'm telling you, man, and these I'm
Two,
can we say
two
that
more.
he contacted you? He was
Yeah, he
interested in the part?
contacted me. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like following his fan page on Facebook because I'm a fan of the guy. And after the backstage thing went up, I wake up one morning and I've got a Facebook message from him. Now,
Wow.
if you've seen my what I look like in real life, I wear glasses. So sometimes when I first wake up and I look at stuff, because yeah, I am that guy who wakes up and that guy.
Yeah.
No, this can't be real.
Yeah.
Then I looked into, yeah, it's him. And I was like, dude, I am a huge fan of yours. There's a part in it. It's not a huge part, but I'll punch up the dialogue.
Yeah.
And again, I haven't even sent it to anyone because it's the same scenes, just different, beefier dialogue is
Yeah.
what I'll say.
Yeah.
Then there came the two most recent, Courtney, who again hit it out of the park when we talked with her. Alexis, again, super fantastic.
My Alexa just went off.
I
Ask what
know,
did I
dude. I
need?
know. Oh man, I have an Android phone, and when I'm watching, like, there's this whole thing with on YouTube now, the commercials
Uh-huh.
with my
Yeah.
doppelganger,
Which
the
one's that?
actor that looks a lot like me. Chris, wait, hold on,
Which one is that?
hold on. Portlandia.
Oh, that guy. Okay, yeah. Yeah.
What's his name? Hold on.
Oh,
Portlandia. Fred Armisen.
yeah.
Again, it is a little off-putting how much I look like him.
It is weird. It is weird.
And it's not just me. Like a friend of yours who was on the show said it. Grayson was
Ah,
like, Eric, you look just like Fred Armisen. Another friend of mine said the same thing. So he's got these Google commercials. And
mm,
in the commercial, he says, Hey, Google, because he's trying to figure out a math problem for his son. Oh, and
yeah.
my phone just went off. But, back to the point. Um,
I hear your
Alexis was incredible.
yeah.
Hit it out of the park. Molly hit it out of the park.
Yeah.
Again, we're still looking for three more people.
Yeah. But I think they're coming. They're
I
coming.
think we're doing this on Monday. I'm going to try my hardest to put this up tonight.
Yeah. Well, yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
Well,
But Eric, okay, so let's finish up with the cast
well,
and
then
get
there's
down
of
to the meat
course
and potatoes.
there's of course you're again there was the only two parts in it were written with Pacific people in mind. Well, three. The part for you,
Mm-hmm.
and then Robert Singliera, who produced Her Name Was Samantha for me, starred in it. Again, he's the reason why I have any kind of career. I'll
Yeah.
be honest. If he
That's cool.
doesn't say yes to her name was Samantha and put the money towards finishing it and believing in the project,
Yeah.
dude, I don't have this podcast, which means, me and you don't reunite because I'm not like,
Yeah.
hey, man, we got this thing.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
don't do that.
Yeah.
I don't make the bride. I have nothing career wise if it wasn't for him saying yes. And
Yes.
so
Yes.
there's that, your character. So yeah, that's the cast. So what else should we talk about?
Well, I think since we have everybody in a captive mood here, let's and obviously if you follow the show or if you're just kind of stumbled onto it wondering what the heck this is, um Hillsborough Road is a straight up 80s slasher flick, right?
Yeah, yeah. Again,
And
this is you can't even call this a film or a movie.
it
Yeah, like it's a flick. It's nothing.
now we you always talk about, and I hear you telling people and as you go, but this is so far removed from today's horror films, right?
Yeah, I mean, on the Smells Like Teen Horror podcast, we talk, mainly about the fun stuff, but
Yeah.
the big thing in horror right now is A24, Jordan Peele, that intellectual horror that's
Now
commenting on something.
now A24 is what, a production house, right? A
I
distributor.
think, no, I don't think they're, I know they're, I think I want to say they do both. I know they distribute. I know, yeah.
Because they have that look and feel, right?
Yeah,
Because
all
every
their
time, so that's what
movies.
you're referencing to is the A24s
Yeah, it's like,
films.
things like Midsummer, which
Yeah.
you enjoyed. You enjoyed more than I did. You gave it
It
a 5 out of 5.
yeah, it messed
I
me
gave
up.
it I gave
Yeah.
it a 3.5 out of 5.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then, they did the other one, The Witch, which I really enjoyed, Heredity,
Hmm.
which again all the critics and stuff loved, and that stuff is cool.
Yeah.
Do you need that kind of stuff? Because,
Yeah.
like we said, horror is that one genre where Sleepaway Camp is a 5 out of 5,
That's right.
and then Midsummer to some people is a 5 out of 5.
Yeah.
I gave it a 3.5 because, Dylan's not here to bully me. I don't think it's that great.
It messed me up because it's one of those where it's so, I mean, you put it in today's context and it's about cults, right? And
Yeah,
how things are done could be, maybe, possibly. But and but Eric, this is one of the reasons that I think people are going to dig like Hillsborough Road is because it's not an intellectual movie by far. It's a fun horror film, and again, when we were doing the cast read through,
talk about it. Talk
I was
about what
like,
everybody was doing,
huh? Oh
how
man.
everybody was
Oh,
reacting to stuff.
they were like, ooh, every time somebody got killed, there was, and this is not just a killing,
Huge
Eric.
laugh. Everybody was
Oh
laughing.
man, and just they were in awe of the brutality of the kill.
And I
And
mean, they all read the script, but it's again that group environment, and you
yeah,
were doing that reading part for the action stuff.
and when you hear it out loud, so it's different when you read it in your head. But when you listen
Yeah,
to it
yeah.
out loud, everybody's like, "Oh, what in the world is this?" And to me, Eric, I'm nervous and I'm not scared. I'm nervous because I want to pull it off in the very best possible way that we can and know how.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely feel the pressure.
Yeah.
It's big, and not just, that my biggest problem in life is my loyalty, which
Uh-huh.
sounds weird, but my past. What I'll talk about it. The old church I used to go to.
Yeah. Yeah.
I wasn't treated as great as well as I should have been treated, but
Yeah.
I'm loyal. I stuck it out.
Yeah.
So my loyalty is my blessing and my curse. It's like when I want everybody I work with to do great. And I'm willing to sacrifice and fight and do everything I can to help people reach their best. I mean, most directors, of not most, but a good number of writers and directors are just out there. I got to make my name for myself, or most screenwriters just write to get their name out. But I'm always, well, I got to do something to help Larry, help this person, help that person. So I've got all that pressure on me. And then, the pressure I'm putting on myself because I just want people to see the movie.
Yeah, yeah, and I totally get pressure, and I am totally well. Actually, I mean, now that we have our cast, I have a big responsibility, not only now to you, or not only to you, obviously, to try to bring your vision because well, and we've done this, and we're going to be doing this some more. Is talking about your shot list and what
Yeah,
I call because dialogue is just dialogue and you
yeah.
have some blocking and stuff but when it this is a weird thing to say but when it comes to killing people in scripts it's a dance. There's a choreography to it all.
Jackie Chan has talked about that, like with his fight scenes,
Hmm.
how
Yeah,
it's really a dance.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And
And I'll use my third biggest love in the world, pro wrestling.
yeah.
Pro wrestling is the most well choreographed dance in the
Hmm.
world.
Oh yeah. Oh, one wrong move and I
Someone gets
mean
paralyzed.
or dies, you know.
That's only happened.
And part of that was from the rafters. Poor Owen Wilson,
Yeah,
man. Or was it? Yeah,
Owen
Owen
Hart.
Hart, not
Owen
Owen
Hart.
Wilson.
But no, there was
Yeah,
in Mexico a few years ago, Rey Mysterio. Well, he was coming down to the ring. That wasn't the match.
yeah, that's
But Rey
true.
Mysterio Jr. was in a match in Mexico and a move caused the guy's death.
Oh God. See, that's and obviously, this is not that, but it is. Because and we're going to be dealing with props. We're going to be dealing with fake props, but it still can hurt people.
Yeah,
So
again, real weapons in the long shots, plastic in the actual kills.
Eric, you're not supposed to say that. You've just destroyed everybody's image of a slasher film.
Yeah, we we're really gonna take these teenagers out to the woods and kill them.
Right, exactly. Exactly. No, but I mean, it's very anxiety ridden for me because, here's our conversations. Used to be it's like, "Hey man, what's going on?" Now it's like, "Eric, what we should do with all the kills, we should move them all to one
Yeah, so
night.
one
We
night.
shouldn't we should have all the dialogue and we should move everything, all the hardest stuff because of the blood, the continuity and this and that." And he's like, "Okay." I'm like, "Okay, I think we're good." Then the next day I call him, "Eric, what should we do with the kills? Maybe we should move them." So I find myself a little overcharged with all this stuff. But it's I have to have trust in the process that we know what we're doing, fingers
Yeah.
crossed, right? And we can do it
Well,
in an efficient manner.
you've done features,
Yeah.
acting wise. I've never done a feature.
Wait, what? This is your first feature? This is your first feature film? It's a horror film? Eric Kasloff. Well, everybody, this was
This
a
is the
great
last
show.
episode of this.
No, I mean, but see, that's the thing. And I that's hilarious. It's not, but it is. I'm gonna cry myself to sleep tonight. But one thing to me in this film is that we make it look like how you see it. you know, and how you want it, because that's the big thing. Um, and a couple of nights ago we were talking about the shot list and stuff, and we were like, oh, what if we have like movement and a tracking shot? And then all of a sudden I was like,
And
but
we
wait,
were both really into it. Like, yeah,
yeah,
yeah. But then we thought that wouldn't be in an 80s
that
slasher movie.
so this is so not only is it set in the 80s and it's an 80s slasher movie because it's set in the 80s, we're actually going to shoot it like it's an 80s film.
Yeah, funny thing I gotta tell you, man. I'm looking through Amazon today to find something to watch because it's Labor Day. And again,
Yeah.
this is my job, talking, and I'm
Yeah.
trying to make, Twitch my job. So I see on Amazon Prime, there's this thing called Weird Fiction, and it's a bunch of short, like, it's an anthology movie.
Hmm.
Now, it has that 80s film grain to it and cigarette burns. The cast talks like they're in the 80s.
Oh man.
Their wardrobe is kind of 80s, but there's one problem: modern cars, cell phones,
Whoa.
DVDs in the background, but everybody is still talking and acting like it's the 80s.
Okay, but
So,
they that what kind of cell phones did they have? Like the giant
iPhone,
bag
no,
phone?
iPhones.
Okay, here's a flash for you. Back in the 80s,
They
there
didn't
were
have
no
iPhones
iPhones. Oh
and
my.
no modern cars.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we're going to make it as authentic. Well, no, we're not even gonna. We're not. We're gonna try. No, we are
We
going
are.
to do
Yeah.
everything to make it
Yeah.
authentic to the 80s. Like if there's one little thing wrong, we're not gonna allow it because we have to give. I want to give the illusion. Oh, how can I put it? I want someone to have friends over and say, "Hey, I found this really obscure movie from the 80s."
Right.
And I want to,
Oh, that's a
and
good
then
way
to
to put
pop
it.
it on. Like, it could be like a game horror fans play with their friends,
Mm-hmm.
like,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. And that poses another thing, cars from the 80s.
yeah.
Especially cars that we can break windows.
Well, I'm willing to change all of that if we have to. And we got to point out, I really feel the town we're going to be filming in,
Hmm.
I just have so much faith that we're going to get our run of the town, is what it's sounding like.
I think so. I think so. They're going to be excited. We've already had some really good feedback and excitement for our movie and our
Vaguely
location.
talk about the location that popped up.
Yes. So in the film we have a location called King Dog, and it's a little it's almost like a little drive-in restaurant. Almost like if anybody's out there is familiar with the Sonic, it's like a Friday night hang,
I was
right?
thinking more like the old AMWs.
There you go. And that's exactly it. That's exactly it. Um and so I was driving around, wondering, because and it's funny because we had the conversation the night before, a couple weeks ago, about a week ago, I guess,
Yeah,
and we were like, oh man, and see, this is a thing I think all filmmakers go through is you write a film. I would think a film or a short, and all of a sudden you're like, oh man, now let's go do this thing. Let's go look for our locations, and then becomes a realization of, wait a minute,
you know what a smart filmmaker does for their first feature?
what?
They don't set it in the 80s, and they don't have as many locations as we do.
But Eric, okay, number one, you are a crazy filmmaker, and you're an equally crazy writer. It's amazing, but it works out because we just were talking about this, and you're like, if we have to, I'll just cut it and we'll put it someplace else. As a true filmmaker talks, right? Because you
Yeah,
can't let
yeah.
that stuff slow you
You
down.
gotta
If you
be willing to kill your darlings when it comes to anything
Now you mean in the
creative.
films, just in the film world,
Yes,
on the
yes,
page.
yes.
Okay, good. Okay,
Or
good.
if you're a writer and there's a character like a novelist and something isn't working, if you're a songwriter and there's like
Right.
a
Yeah.
little thing like that, this line doesn't work, but you can fight. No, it's got to be there, and it throws off the rhythm of the
Yeah.
song.
Yeah. And and so I was like, okay, I hung up the phone and I started to Google like drive-in restaurants or like little hamburger stands, hot dog stands. And I was like, oh, this is not gonna work. So I go out the next day and I'm going to get gas and I drive by this little place. I almost broke my neck. Because I was like, I did like 14 takes. You know a double take, right?
Oh yeah, you did a 14
Oh
take.
man, I was like, and so I flipped it back around, and I pulled up, and as I pulled up, I I think I called you, and I was like, Eric, I think I found a place, and I go, and I was like, it's a little bitty place. It's like a pink and blue, and it's she. Oh wait, she's outside. I gotta go. And I think you were like, oh, I think it's, and I think I hung up on you because she was walking up to me, and and I talked to her. And I was like, "Hi, is the manager available?" She goes, "Well, I'm the manager." I go, "Oh, okay, great. Would it be possible to talk to the owner?" She goes, "Well, I'm the owner too." And I said, "Oh, this is amazing." And she is totally she's given us the run of the place.
Yeah, and at first I thought we were gonna need to do it during business
Yeah.
hours,
Yeah. Yeah.
which would have been holy cow.
Yeah.
But then we got on the phone with her, and she was just, oh, if you can come in before we open.
It's like, oh, that's spectacular.
Yeah. Now,
That's
again,
amazing.
it's not a hot dog place like you were saying, it's a custard place.
Yeah.
Now, a jerk filmmaker would have been, you know what? No, it's not a hot dog
Right.
place. That's
Right.
against my vision.
Yeah.
I was like, you know what? We won't call it King Dog.
Yeah.
We'll name it after your restaurant in the
Yeah.
movie.
She about flipped over backwards. She goes,
Yeah.
okay.
And we could say this, we're filming in near
Georgetown.
Austin,
Yeah, near
Texas,
Austin. Yep.
and
Yep.
all of the cast is pretty much in Austin. We were just
Yeah.
telling them all, yeah, guys, go down there, get some custard, and say you're with the movie.
Yeah, yeah. So it's gonna be, and dude, so that, and we have our we have can I tell them about our other our main location,
Oh
our
yeah,
hero
go for it.
location?
Go for it. Yeah.
It's a 300-acre ranch that we're gonna be shooting at, and we have an opportunity to
One thing
stay at the
I
ranch.
want to point out when we tell the actors they got casted, oh, one more thing. Don't you feel like Simon Cowell or like there's those talent shows when someone goes through the next round?
Oh yeah,
That's
yeah.
how I feel when we tell people you got the part. Like, I
Right,
think it
right.
was Courtney. We went, so what are your plans for March or April?
And she
She
goes,
went, I
I
don't know.
don't
And I
know.
went,
I go,
oh,
well, we
yeah,
do.
yeah, you're making a movie with us.
And
I
so
could
much.
almost hear like the music they would play
Right.
on American Idol during that.
Yeah. Oh God, it's amazing. It's absolute, and we would do
Every
that the whole
time
time.
we cast someone, I do the whole spiel about, listen, I wasn't really texting my mom. I was
Right.
texting Larry to tell him she's perfect and you got the part. When Larry gets into the spiel about, this and that, and he says, we have a 300-acre property, I always go, not ours, not
Right. Yeah.
ours.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, but dude, I mean, we have everything. We have everything that we will need location wise, I believe.
Yeah.
Um, with the exception of a gas station and a high school. Yeah, that one too. So
And again,
we're
there's a
slowly.
junior high, but we're just gonna shoot the other side of the high school.
Yes, and for filmmakers, that's what you do. You utilize what you got, and you have to be creative about it.
Exactly.
And And when people watch the behind the scenes stuff and they hear you say that, or they listen to this when our movie comes back, comes out, and then they go, oh wait, that was it was just on the other side. Oh my God, that's brilliant. It looks so different.
Yeah.
That's the stuff, man.
Like there's a house in the movie might belong to three characters.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Which, hey man, there's no shame in that game.
No, and before we get into one of the bigger things of this episode, we are attempting to get a name, and
Hmm. Yes, we are, but we shouldn't say anything yet, right?
yeah, we're gonna come up with a very, I think, creative way of getting her attention.
Okay, I will tell that. Let's tell them this, that they should follow you on Twitter.
Yes,
And what is your Twitter? They'll see it in the description, but what is it?
it's ERICKASLOV.
So
It's my name, but one K connecting Eric and Kasloff.
yes. So you should you should probably follow Eric to see what we're kind of thinking up.
Yeah, and you.
Oh yeah, yeah, but yeah.
Well, you know what? We're gonna do a special episode, a quickie, when we're ready to do this, so
Yeah.
we can get our whole army behind us.
Yes. Yes.
In
And
fact, I think the cast members that don't have Twitter, we'll get them to sign up for Twitter.
and just do it and
Just
retweet
to,
it. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. But actually that is a good thing. We will let everybody know right when we've got it going and getting ready to do it, to get on Twitter and just retweet it. So yeah, because that's one of the things. And actually, speaking of the Hillsborough Army, the Hillsborough Road, the movie Army, they can follow on Facebook, right?
Well, you know what? We need to come up with a name for our fans. I mean, in the movie, the
Hmm.
high school's mascot is the Wolves. So should we start calling our fans the Hillsborough Wolves?
Oh, that's good. Yeah, be a
Yeah,
wolf. Be a
yeah,
wolf. That's good. That's good.
yeah.
Yes.
So, yeah, the Wolves. That's what we're going to start calling our fans.
Oh, I love that. I love
I
that.
mean, it could have been the Wolverines, but
Or it could have been the daisies
yeah, that
or the bulls, the
yeah,
bobcats.
the Pelicans. Can we this is so off topic.
This is crazy.
The New Orleans, well, first they were, wait, what were they first called? The New Orleans team.
Oh no, oh gosh. Come on. Thunder.
No, that was Oklahoma. What?
Oh, Tropic Thunder.
Wait, no, New Orleans didn't have a team to begin with. They got an expansion team. Here's how it happened.
Okay.
For some reason, Utah had the Utah Jazz, even though jazz music isn't allowed in Utah. Then the Hornets,
Okay.
the Charlotte Hornets became the New Orleans Hornets.
Okay.
But the Charlotte got the expansion team, the Bobcats. Then the New Orleans Hornets became the New Orleans
Pelicans.
Pelicans. Why would you name your team after a bird that eats anything?
Because it's a majestic bird and it flies high.
No, it's not. When I think pelican, you know what I think?
What?
That one in Little Mermaid that was like selling Ariel all the garbage. He had
I
no
love that.
clue what it was.
Oh God, that's hilarious. What about the one that was delivering Dumbo? Is that a pelican?
No, that was a stork.
Oh.
Wow, man. Storks deliver babies, not pelicans. They'll
That is
probably
true.
eat the baby.
That is true.
Should we talk about the thing?
Yeah, let's.
Okay, so we've got our cast,
Yeah.
we've got our locations,
Yeah.
we've got commendations for our cast.
Yes.
There's one thing we don't have yet:
What's that?
money.
Oh, yes.
Now, we're going to do another episode to get more in detail about the Indiegogo as soon as we know exactly what our budget is.
Yeah.
But man, we were coming up with the perks for Indiegogo.
It's
There's
pretty
some
cool.
really cool ones, man. I know
It's
we
yeah.
we came up with it,
Yeah.
so obviously we think it's cool.
We think it's cool, yeah. Yeah, but actually, so since it's Hillsborough High, right? Hillsborough Road and Hillsborough High Wolves, we're gonna have a perk where they can buy a yearbook
Yeah,
and they can
let's
include them in it, right? These
yeah,
people can
yeah.
be in it that
Now
buy
there
it.
when it comes to the yearbook, there's gonna be the digital one. Now, the big one, it's going to be the most expensive.
Yeah.
It's going to feature, well, both the digital and print. And half of it will be a yearbook. The
Mhm.
other half will just be a production making of. But here's the thing: you'll be able to have your name put in the yearbook, like a high school yearbook photo,
Mhm.
with your quote, or you could pay a little bit extra
Uh-huh.
and be in the in memorial section of the yearbook.
Spoken like a true horror fan.
Yeah,
And
that's
yes.
gonna be the extra special one. But here's the thing: there are some cheaper perks that I want to talk about. The one that I feel if everybody got behind, it'll help get the movie made, and that
Yeah.
is the $1 perk. For $1, you will get a thank you on the webpage. Now, again, we would love to say in the movie, but it'll be on the webpage, and maybe on the DVD we'll put a little paper. Like Daniel Benedict, former guest of the show,
Yeah.
my movie that I got, The Bloody Man, came in the mail, and I got this neat little
Oh,
thank
that's cool.
you note.
Yeah.
So maybe you'll get one of those. Like it'll
Hmm.
be in the thank you thing of the DVD, or just somehow you will be thanked for being for helping get the movie made.
And just think, Eric, when we get 1 million people giving us a
Now, see,
dollar,
that's the
we're
other thing we're gonna
we're gonna
talk
have
about.
Eric. We're gonna have. I think the credits will be longer than the movie.
Yeah. Now, here's the thing with that: no matter how many people give, we will get on a Skype call with the whole cast,
Yes.
and we will read the name individually of everyone who donates.
Oh man, this is gonna be good. This.
For $5, you will get your name in the at the end of the DVD. Now, everybody who gives, like for film festivals and stuff, the first credit, well, second credit after Chaz Patterson's credit, the
Yes.
second credit will be a thing thanking all of our Indiegogo
Yes.
contributors. Because if we put in the credits in the festivals, if we did that, people get angry about that. It's normal. It happens everywhere now in all the festivals, but I feel we want to thank our supporters, but
Yeah.
we want to be
Do it in a
respectful.
classy way. There you go. Yes,
We
respect.
want to be respectful to the other filmmakers and
Yes.
people in the theater at the
Yeah.
show.
Yeah.
So now there are a lot of missing persons posters in Hillsborough Valley.
Mm-hmm.
For $10, you can have your face put on a missing persons poster, and we guarantee you it will be seen. We don't know how, but it will be seen in the movie.
Yes, absolutely. And what that means, yes, it's what Eric just said and what you're thinking. So if you give $10, we're gonna take your picture, put it on a wanted poster, and
Missing
post it.
persons
Yeah,
poster.
there you go. A wanted, a wanted too, maybe. Who
Yeah,
knows? But yeah, and you're gonna be in the movie. You're gonna be able to pause the movie and go, "That was me right there. That's me. That's my picture."
pause it, get a magnifying glass. No, no, no. We will be respectful and find a way to get, people who give this perk a nice shout out.
Actually, Eric, I have an idea that I will talk to you off the air, and I want to get your opinion, and then we'll tell them a little bit more. Okay, but I
Okay.
have an idea. Okay,
Did you just come up with it?
I did. I just thought of it in my little brain.
Okay, then we're gonna do the obvious ones like t-shirts, but then there's the bloody yearbook.
That's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, that's another very cool one. It'll be the yearbook, but the yearbook will tell a story. It'll be
Yes.
cut up and bloody, and the whole thing of the yearbook is it belonged to one of the teenagers that died. And
Yes.
if you give a little bit extra in that one, it'll be your name and a story reflecting what happened to you near the Williamson farm.
Yes. 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 And the Williamson farm is actually the location of all the carnage that
Well,
will take
Hillsborough,
place
yeah, yeah.
in the script. So yeah. I mean, we have got a lot of good stuff, and we're still tweaking it and coming up with stuff as well. So I can't wait. Eric is actually, we were talking about this earlier today, about
Well,
like the
right
script.
before we got on, we added another little scene to the script for the
Oh yeah.
kids.
Oh, it's gonna be, yeah, it's great. It's
And
great. And yeah, yeah, yeah.
the script was like 77, 78 pages because again, when it came to the kids, I didn't know who I was going to get. And if we would have went with a little boy, all this awesome stuff we have now for the script wouldn't have worked.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Eric, everything, it really does, man. Everything works out for the best, you know?
Yeah.
And it, I shouldn't be surprised, but I am surprised at how everything is falling together, you
Yeah.
know? So, and I'm very thankful that everything is falling together like the way that it is. Um, I just, I say this now. Thanks, man, for letting me join the ride. But who knows? In a little bit, it'd be like, Eric, why did you even ask me to join the ride?
Exactly. It's going to become a thing of why are we even making this?
I know, I
Can't
know,
we just make something easier?
I know. Can't we just do the kills just like little hacks and that's it? We don't have to show
Can,
anything.
can't
Faces
we
being
just,
pulled apart.
can't we just have it all take place in one room? Like, write a nice one room movie.
Exactly, exactly, exactly. Actually, I'm super excited. You can follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and especially the movie on Facebook and Instagram. Hillsborough Road the movie on Facebook,
Links in the
and
description.
yes, yes, links are in the
Wow,
description.
we're saying it about our own project.
I know, I know. Oh, and everybody should go and check out Hillsborough Road Instagram because you got a really great cast
And now
video.
the first half of casting,
Yeah,
that's on everything too. That's
yes.
on the Facebook. It's
Mhm.
on my YouTube channel.
Yep, yep.
It's on the Facebook group. I'm gonna send it to you so you can post it on your Instagram also, so that way we are covered everywhere.
Yes, please. Yes, please. But please, everybody, follow us. This is going to be a fun ride. Making movies should be fun. And it's going to be crazy, but it's going to be fun. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and also we also are starting to do more Facebook, well, not Facebook. We will do Facebook Live. We do
I learned
Instagram
how
Live.
to do it. I didn't tell you yet. I practiced it earlier today. I got
Hmm.
onto the Hillsborough Road Facebook group and I was able to go live from it. I didn't know you could do that till today.
Ooh, I love it.
Yeah, actually Micah showed up for a little bit.
Coolness. I love
Yeah.
it. I love it. But everybody, we will absolutely, obviously, we will let you know what's going on. We will keep you up to date. But for now, I think you're all caught up, and we will have our cast on. We'll get a little bit more in depth with the cast, learn who they are, and then you
And
know,
again, we will be doing an 80s trivia. Well, I gotta talk about this, man. Caleb, one of the people in the movie now, um, there is a Vespa in the movie.
uh-huh, uh-huh.
And he was telling us, I had to Google what a
Wow.
Vespa was.
Oh
I
God.
wonder
Yes.
again, like there's everyone who knows me knows I'm a pretty big Kiss fan. And
Mm-hmm.
there is a Kiss shout out in the movie. I don't
Yes.
I don't think any of them got it.
I don't think so, but that's okay, because
They're young.
they are very young. They
No one
are
can tell them they're wrong.
super. I know. Tell me about
Heartache's a heartache. They stand, right, Larry?
it. That's right.
And when you're that young, love is kind of a battlefield if you think about it, right?
Love is a battlefield, Eric.
Is
Love
it ever
is.
not a battlefield?
No, no, it always is. So get
Yeah,
used to it.
yeah.
Get used to it, people. Yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah.
think that's the best way to think of it. Love is always a battlefield, no matter how old you get, no matter what you do, man.
That's right. That's right. That's right. Oh, that's right. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
right, I think that's pretty much it, huh?
Yeah. I mean, I love it, dude.
Oh,
I love.
and I think we gotta figure out a way for you to watch Bill and Ted's Part 3
Oh
so
yeah.
that we could review it, because I've seen it and I liked it. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
I I'll say this: I think you're gonna like it way more than I do. In
Oh,
fact,
you
I
think?
guarantee you will. Well, it's a father-daughter movie.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. I'll tell you when we get off. It's not. It's a slight spoiler, but You're not the kind of guy who minds spoilers.
Oh no. No, not at all. Not at all, sir.
All right. So everybody, like we always say, remember, especially in this day and age, be excellent to each other.